Hello, today we are going to do a review for the first half of Chapter 6. So reviewing our circles here, we have open circles when we have just less than or greater than, and then the closed circle when we have the line underneath for equal to, meaning it's a filled in circle. Also, one other thing, this one means L for less than, which is pointing to the left, just like your arrow's pointing to the left. You can put a line in there if you need to. And then the other way would be greater than, which would be an arrow pointing to the right. So let's get started. These first ones, we need to draw our line down to solve. And x we need by itself, so the opposite of adding 12 would be subtracting 12. So those eliminate, and we have x is greater than or equal to, and these are all negative, so negative 5 minus 12, same sign, add and keep. So 12 plus 5 more is going to give me 17. So now I can graph this. I'm going to put negative 17 on my number line. 0 would be over here in the positives, so down would be going towards negative 16, and then the opposite way away would be negative 18. This has a filled in circle, or closed circle because of the equal to, and it's pointing to the right. Same thing on this one, draw your line down. We want to get m all by itself. Now this one says divided by 4. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on both sides. 4 divided by 4 goes away. We just have m. And then negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. The letter's on the left, so we can graph. So I'm going to put negative 12. 0 would be over here, so negative 11, and then negative 13 over here, more negatives. This one also has the equal to, so filled in circle, pointing to the right. Greater than is to the right. Now this next one you got to be careful. It looks like it's just multiplied here. It is, so to get rid of that we need to divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. But whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip your inequality symbol. So if this was multiplied by negative, we would have had to flip. It was multiplied by 4, which was positive, so we didn't. But now here we're dividing by negative, so we have to flip our symbol. 21 divided by negative 3, well, 3 times 7 is 21. So we have negative 7. 0 would be over here. These just all happen to be negative numbers. Negative 6 over here. Negative 8. Open circle on this one because there's no equal to. And then like an L, less than is to the left. Alright, there's a little star by this next one because we need to be careful. We do want x by itself, so the opposite of subtracting 9 here would be adding 9 to both sides. So 10 plus 9 is 19, and then there's an x. The reason why there's a star there is because you can't graph this like this. You need the letter on the left, so we need to flip-flop these around. X, 19, and flip your symbol the other direction. So I have 19, closed circle here. We can put 18, 19, 20 on here if we'd like. And then greater than 19 would be towards 20 to the right. Alright, that was from 6.1 and 6.2. A couple more on solving with multi-step inequalities here. If we have a negative 4p and a negative 6p, those are all negatives. So the same sign, add and keep, that's a negative 10. 4 plus 6 is 10p. And then there's a 10 over here. Then getting rid of that, multiply by negative 10, we need to divide by negative 10. Whenever you multiply or divide by negative, you have to flip your inequality. So we have p is now greater than or equal to 10 divided by negative 10 is negative 1. So negative 1, 0 would be towards the right, and then there's negative 2. This one has the equal to, so closed or filled in circle, pointing to the right. Same thing on this next one, we just don't have any like terms, we just need to get n all by itself, so the opposite of adding 28 would be subtracting 28. We have 4n is less than 0 minus 28 is still just negative 28. And then the opposite of multiply by 4 is divide by 4. It's going to be a negative 28 divided by 4 should give us 7. So it's a negative 7 there. So negative 6 would be towards 0. Negative 8 would be the other direction. There's no equal to, so open circle. And like an L, less than would be to the left. I would like for you to try this one on your own. Take it as a practice for your test, and then click play to see if you got it right. Alright, first step here, we need to combine our like terms. 6n minus 2n gives me 4n. And there's a 20. Then the opposite of multiplying by 4 would be dividing by 4. So I have n. And then 20 divided by 4 is 5. But I can't graph this like it is. I need to flip-flop this around. So we have n, flip my symbol, and 5. So here's 5, so 4, 5, 6. And then equal to means it's a closed circle or filled in. And greater than would be to the right. It always helps me to put that line in there to show which way the arrow is pointing. Alright, flip on over to the back side. We have 4 questions and then we'll be ready for our test. So I'm going to draw my line down. I have y's on both sides. This is really a 1y, and here's 5y. So we need them all on the same side. When I graph it, I want the y over here. So I'm just going to move this y over to the other side by subtracting. It's a positive, so I'm going to subtract 1y. So those eliminate, and I have negative 8. And then 5y minus 1y is 4y. And then a 4. So we want y by itself, so get rid of this negative 8. I'm going to add 8. I have 4y is greater than or equal to 8 plus 4 more 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the opposite of multiplying by 4 is divide by 4. So we have y is greater than or equal to 12 divided by 4, which is 3. So I put 2, 3, 4 in my number line. Equal to means it's a closed circle. And then look at your symbol, greater than pointing to the right. Greater than 3 would be towards 4 or 5. Alright, this next one looks like a lot. It's nothing we haven't done before. I see parentheses. I know I need to distribute or draw a box to multiply. I have 3, and then w plus 6. So I know 3 times w is just 3w. 3 times 6, or 6 times 3 is 18. So I have 3w plus 18 plus another 3w, and then my symbol and 24. So before I go any further, I need to combine some like terms. I have 3w here and another 3w here. So 3 plus 3 gives me 6w plus 18 is less than or equal to 24. So now, just like we've been doing, get w by itself. Subtract 18. Always get rid of just your number first. We have 6w. 24 minus 18, you can count up from 18 or just subtract here, should give us 6. There we go. Should give us 6. And then the opposite of multiply is divide by 6. So w is less than or equal to 6 divided by 6, which is 1. So I have 0, 1, 2 on my number line. It's a closed circle because of the equal to. And then like an L, less than is to the left. Less than 1 is 0. Alright, couple questions left, and then we're done. This was our last section that we learned the other day on 6.4, which is when we have compound inequalities, meaning now we have two. You know you're going to graph two inequalities when there's two symbols. There's one here and one here. This one, there's not much to solve there. I don't know why I wrote those. We already have x all by itself in the middle. So I need to write two inequalities. This one with x and, oopsies, this one with x. So this one on the right here, x is less than 2, is already ready to graph because the letter's on the left. But the other one, negative 4, is less than x. We need to flip around so we can graph it. So x, negative 4, and flip the symbol. So I know negative 4 is the least on the left, 2 is greater on the right. You don't need to worry about the number of spaces between here. As long as we know 4 is less, that's fine. This one's an open circle and pointing to the right at negative 4. Also an open circle, but like an L, less than, pointing to the left. This is an and statement. You know it's all written together. It's going to be pointing together. I'm going to go straight down on this one now. Here we want to get y all by itself. So we need to get rid of this plus 4. We want to get y by itself in the middle here. So I'm going to get rid of this plus 4 and subtract 4. Whatever you do to the middle, you have to do to all three sides. So I have negative 2y. And then 10 minus 4 should give me 6. 24 minus 4 is just 20. So then the opposite of multiplying by negative 2 is divide by negative 2. But be careful here. Whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, your symbols flip. So we have y in the middle. 20 divided by negative 2 is negative 10. 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. So here's one inequality with y, and here's the other with y. So I'm going to just write this below here. We have y is greater than or equal to negative 10, this one. And this one over here we have negative 3 is greater than or equal to y. We got to flip those around. Y, flip our sign, and negative 3. So we can graph this one just like it is, and now this one as well. Think, which one is the least? If these are both negative numbers, here's 0. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3 might be over here, and then way over here might be negative 10. So I need to graph both of these. Nope, they're both closed circles. They both have the equal to. So closed circle at negative 3 and a closed circle at negative 10. You know that negative 10 is not the closest. There we go. And then be careful here. This one goes with negative 10 to the right at negative 10. This one goes with negative 3 to the left at negative 3. So that would be my one thing to worry you about or tell you about, is be careful you have the right numbers with the right dots. Alright, last one. This one's or, so I know right away my arrows are going to be pointing apart from each other. We need to solve both. So here I need to get h by itself. I'm going to subtract 1. So we have 3h is less than a negative 6. Same sign, add it up. I added them up. And then divide by 3. We have h is less than a negative 2. And on this side, get h by itself as well, add 5. So I have 2h is greater than 7 plus 5 should give me 12. And then divide by 2 on both sides. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I know negative 2 is the least, and 6 is the greatest. So let's graph this. Both of these are open circle. There's no equal to. At negative 2, like an L, less than would be to the left. And here at 6, greater than would be to the right. I also know that they're pointing apart because it said or. Alright, that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know.